Yo, today we have the fastest Jinhsi guide on YouTube. As always, I'm not gonna waste your time. So Jinhsi is a character that can work as a main DPS that benefits from other sub DPS characters and gives free intro and outro skills. Now Jinhsi's skill is a normal skill that does spectral damage. But if you do an intro skill or a full basic attack combo, this skill will change into a new skill that does more damage. And upon using this ability, Jinhsi will transform. All of her attacks again will change and do more damage while mid-air. And now her skill will summon a dragon that will do a lot of damage. This damage depends on the amount of stacks that Jinhsi has. To get those stacks, any other member of the team has to do damage, and that sub DPS will get one stack every 3 seconds, and if she uses her outro skill, the other character will get that stack every 1 second, and she can get up to 40 stacks at max. And the more stacks you have, the more that last skill will do damage. And this last skill does give Jinhsi a free outro skill without using the Conserva energy. Not only that, it gives an intro skill for the next character. This can happen once every 25 seconds, so to know which state you are in, you have to look at your forte circuit. Whenever you move to a new state, the forte circuit will change, and it will also show you how many stacks you have. Keep in mind that all of this damage counts as resonance skill damage. Now for Jinhsi's resonance liberation, she summons a dragon that does big damage. This is basically the ultimate. So the Jinhsi rotation should look like this. You have to get Jinhsi the forte circuit and then switch to the sub DPS. Make the sub DPS do some damage to get a lot of stacks because of Jinhsi's outro skill. After that, you can buff Jinhsi with the support and then use Jinhsi with her normal attack combos until you get to the last state and use every single stack. After that, you will get another outro skill, so you switch again to your sub DPS and do this again. It's very straightforward and it's actually a very good rotation. Now moving on to the best Jinhsi build that you can have. Once Jinhsi come out, we will get a new echo called Jouet, and it's going to be in the Spectro set, so you will have to give Jinhsi a 5-piece of the Spectro set while using Jouet as your main echo, and 43311 will be better than 44111, but 44111 will be also viable. Now depending on the weapon that you have to go on crit rate or crit damage, and for your 3 costs you have to go with Spectral damage bonus, both of them, and then go with attack with the 1 cost. For substats you have to go with crit rate, crit damage, and skill damage bonus. You can also go with resonance liberation damage and some attack. Now for the best Jinhsi weapons, sadly we don't have a lot of good weapons for her. The best weapon will be her main weapon that you can get with her banner, but also you will get secondly the Jian weapon. It's like a drop of 15 to 20% damage, but it's also very good because it's a crit weapon and it gives a lot of good damage. The Autumn Trace, which is a battle pass weapon, will be a good 4-star weapon, and then every other 4-star weapon with attack or also the Kalcharo weapon will be mid, but sadly none of these weapons will benefit her a lot in terms of the weapon passive, so we will need more broad blades in the future. Let's talk about her teams. So Verena will be one of the best supports for Jinhsi, and since we need a sub DPS, the best sub DPS that you can use will be Yinlin for now, but also Mortefi is very viable and he's not that far away from Yinlin. Daochi will be very good with Jinhsi because she buffs the skill damage. Even a character like Yuanwu can be viable with her. I have to also say that Janjin will be good with her because she's a good shielder and she also buffs resonance liberation damage by 38%, and with the Moonlit Cloud set she will buff Jinhsi even more. If you're new to the game and you don't have many characters, Baizhu will also be a good support. Lastly, for the resonance chain, I won't talk about that a lot, but I will say that her 3rd sequence is probably one of the best. If you want to go for sequences, maybe a maximum of the 3rd sequence would be good. Now the most crazy part about Jinhsi, since it's coming now, is that if you don't subscribe now, you're gonna lose your 50-50. Bye bye!